Hi wonderful people, it's Jason here from Godlike Productions, and this is new studio, bit of a update on where things are at. And I'm now up on the Sunshine Coast in Queensland, so I've moved a long way from the old place in Perth in Western Australia. So I'm going to probably stitch all this together and just show you, give a bit of a progress on how we're going. So let's have a look and see what we have to work with. So at the moment we're still in boxes. All the boxes, all the racks, all the server racks. This is my temporary office, but this room is going to end up being the office slash studio of what I'm going to use to do my employment, my work, and also the toy room where I'm going to have all the fun. So as you can see, got a reasonable space to work with. I think it's about, I don't know, maybe 4 meters by 5 meters, maybe 6 meters, about 4 by 6. So yeah, a little bit of room to spread out in. It's certainly not going to be as spacious as the old room. And I'm going to set up lengthwise. I'm going to have the speakers set up on the edge of that desk. I haven't quite worked out what I'm going to do with screens yet. I think we're going to put the server rack down in this corner. We're going to have a bit of a keyboard station here, have another keyboard station on the racks over here. This cube is going to go in the back wall for diffusion, and I'm going to put up probably a couple of reflection panels on the side walls just to dampen the immediate reflections, but we'll have a listen and see how it goes first. All the goodies are all boxed up still, so all the racks, keyboards are in another room, so we'll get to it. So yeah, I'm going to keep you updated over the next few weeks as we get this going, and hopefully get the H9000 back out, get some new algorithms out to you people. So that's the plan. Thank you so much for being patient with this big move. It's been a massive change for my life. It's a new area that I haven't really lived in before, and yeah, different sort of house what I've got. So guys, there'll be some more soon, and I'll give you some updates on where we're at. See you later. I'm back again. Made a little bit of progress here. Oh, lots of box moving, so there's lots of stuff that's gone out. It's going to have to come back in, but let's see where we're up to. So server rack is in the right spot. Well, thinking about this at the moment, I might flip him around that way, take the door off, but we'll see. This is going to be the main workspace for all the groove boxes. I'm going to have to adjust what's in the rack a little bit, get rid of stuff that I won't be using much, and putting stuff in that I need to be using, so I have to be a little bit more precious about the studio space and what I've got hooked up at the same time. So that's where that's going to go. I've got some other racks here which I will put underneath these desk sides. So these desk sides come up and they hook into here, and then on top of that I've got another tier, so it brings there's 2 tiers that will sit on top of this, and that's where probably the Deluges will live, and the 909 and 303s and all that sort of stuff. EMX1 will probably live on there, so that's going to be the main production surface for the studio. And we'll stick some racks underneath, and I've got to optimize this rack again. There's a lot of stuff in here that we can take out. Let's have a look. The MS2000 probably won't live there. The KVR can come out, I don't use that, but I do need the switch. Got a little drawer there, don't know what I'm going to do with that. Probably take the DMTI out and the i88X, I don't use them. The Orbit is awesome fun. Then I've got a server, and I've got another server case there which will probably come out, readjust this a little bit, and I'll probably leave the DSP 5D in there. That's going to be one of the main mix surfaces, and that's how I get most of the I/O into the i88X via MADI, and so that'll probably live in there. And I just got to make sure I've got plenty of room down the sides and at the back for all the cables. because that's going to be this is really going to be the hub. I need to work out how I'm going to get internet here. I'm going to have a couple of UPSs in here keeping stuff running and protected. And yeah, that's where it's going to go. There's the underside of the sides of the rack. Yeah, and then we'll set speakers up and we'll keep going. So that's just a part 2, and there'll be some more parts soon. So let's watch all this transform. Alrighty, a little bit of an update. So this is where the groove boxes are going to live. I flipped that around. I think it's going to be a lot more accessible just from the edge of the desk there for most of what I need. Started bringing in all the keyboard stands for the other side. So we're getting there. Slowly, slowly. Well, it's all coming along slowly, slowly. Got the rack in place. Keyboard stands are assembled. Well, mostly. I've just got to find the arms for the Deltex. So yeah. Coming along, so that's going to be the keyboard corner. All the cables on the back, the main control deck. Not sure what I'm going to do here in the middle. I might put an extra table in here so I can have guests over. I still haven't done anything with the rack yet, and working on that. Not sure where the 242 post is going to go. That's going to be that will be the next challenge. Hi guys. Setup continues. Sort of into day 2 of the studio transformation, and yeah, making a little bit of progress. It's going to be slow going. I'm not looking forward to doing the cabling because there's not much room, but let's have a look and see where. So I moved the IKEA Kallax around, got the printer set up, found some power boards. So yeah, nothing really here, but have pulled a few of the keyboards out. So the my 2 analog synths at the top of my list of things I love using is the King Korg. Massively overrated synth. I'm going to do a little bit of a thing on that. I think it's basically Korg's Jupiter 8, which has not been recognised, and of course the Jupiter 8, which is sitting down there in its resplendent glory. So I haven't powered it up yet, so I hope it survived the trip okay without shaking anything loose. But look, these things are pretty well built, so it should be good. Yeah, got to find still haven't found the arms for the other keyboard stand, so that's going to be take it down. And Korg Prophecy is up there. That'll be remote controlled, probably. And yeah, nothing else on the bread rack. Just found some first created cables, and yeah, so still got the speakers to do and work our way through these. So yeah, big job, and yeah, I'll probably post this up shortly as a little bit of a preview for where we're at, and yeah, do some updates as we go. Alright guys, thanks for the support, thanks for tuning in, and I shall see you all soon. Catches. Hi guys, Jason here, just giving you a bit of an update on how things are going with the moving of the studio, and a bit of an update. I'll do this one as a shorts version. I'm recording some other bits in between as a bit of a longer form video to show you how it's all going. But yeah, let me take you through. So I'm now located up on the Sunshine Coast in Eastern Australia, as opposed to where I was in Western Australia. And yeah, got a new studio room which I'm in the process of building. So yeah, let's have a look and see where we're at. It's got a long way to go, but yeah, let's take you around. So you've got the old printer there, shelving unit at the back, which is going to act as diffusion. Things are not where they're going to live, they're just in a temporary spot. My front 242 poster, don't know where I'm going to put that. Unpacking, so this is going to be the new the new Groovebox rack, so I'm going to do everything up there. A lot of composition is going to be done there. That's going to be this is a main rack, or the rack we take out live. I've got to reorganise that a little bit, pull a few bits and pieces out that aren't used as much and put some stuff in. Notably the H9000 is going to live in there. I've got the trusty old O1X, which really acts as a controller for the RME UFX, which works really well, and acts as a submixer for a bunch of other stuff. Got some monitors I'm still trying to find a solution for. There's the rest, some more of the RME, so that's the Matiface XT. So that's the brains that brings in the DSP-5D and the H9000 over Mati, and also provides interconnect to the RME UFX3. So yeah, a few other things Dell uses. The MIDI timekeeper. These things are amazing, multi-clock. So yep, that comes in, and then we've got it distributed through this T8 here. It just provides clean clock everywhere. Server rack. We'll see how it's going to live. See how it's going to live there, and what I'm like with the noise. And I'm going to put a few more rack space things in there. DSP-5Ds down the bottom. That's the mixing brain. Computer's going to live here. See, we're going to have a bit of an issue with the monitors, so I need to look at putting a second tier up there and having 4 monitors. This is going to be work and the studio, so I'm going to be my office and stuff as well, so I'll need to have 2 computers at least hooked up there at all times. Come across Jupiter 8, King Korg, 2 of my favourite synths. King Korg, massively underrated. I think it's Korg's Jupiter 8. I can get some massive sounds out of there. And there, got the old rack where all the keyboard's going to live. These will mainly be remote controlled. So yeah, all unpacking in the middle. Still got the speakers, got to pull out. And yeah, some other rack stuff which will probably live under the workspace. So this is where we're up to. I'll post this shortly, and you can hopefully tune in and keep up to date with how we're tracking, and hopefully I'll get some new goodies out to you guys soon. Thank you for the patience and the support, and yeah, new H9000 goodies coming soon. See you guys. Hi guys, Jason here from Godlike Productions, and yeah, it's a bit of an update on the whole studio move. So I'm now over on the Sunshine Coast in Eastern Australia, whereas I was previously in Western Australia. So yeah, let's quickly take you through where we're up to with the studio move and how. So yeah, the printer, it's got the old shelf there, bit of diffusion at the back. 1242 poster I need to do something with. This is going to be the Groovebox main setup. A lot of stuff that I'm going to use there, mainly interfaces and effects, so got to rearrange that, put the H9000 in there. O1X for control, which is pretty awesome. Deluge is going to be up here. This is the multi-clock for MIDI timing. This is where the server currently is going to live, but I don't know if it's going to be there. We'll see how nutty the noise drives me. DSP-5D is going to sit at the bottom. That's the main mixing hub for the inputs and outputs, and some other bits and pieces there. They're going to be moved around. It's going to be my main workstation. I need to arrange monitors, so I'm going to probably go for 4 monitors, have 2 above the other, so no more vertical. This is going to be work, and also the main studio hub. Yep, the Jupiter 8 and the King Korg, 2 of my favourite analogish type synths. King Korg, massively overrated, probably my favourite Korg synth, and I think it's my Jupiter 8 from Korg. And this is where the rest of the synths are going to be, so mainly remote control stuff. So got the K5000, Prophecy, Nord Leader up there at the moment. So yeah, that's where we are. And yeah, so I've been making a bit of a longer form video that I'm going to publish, which is showing how this is shaping up. I'll go into a bit more details with cabling it, looking out for everything. I'll probably just show you one more. So that's where where everything plugs in. So all the I/O for the patch bays, the DSP-5D, MIDI, USB. That's sort of the menu, so I can find things later. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. tune in. H9000 stuff will be coming again soon. So thanks to all you lovely subscribers for buying me coffee, and I'll have some new content out for you guys soon. Stay tuned. There'll be a longer form video as I go through this, as I said before. Alright, see you guys, and I'll talk to you again soon. Hi guys, it's Jason from Godlike Productions again. Just another update on how we're going with the studio. Yeah, look, making a bit of progress, but it's still slow. I'm just about up to the cabling, so let's give you fusion's still there. Pulled a part of that rack apart, so this weekend is getting this rack cabled up and in. I've installed the server, but it's just too loud, so I'm going to take that out of the rack and move it into a different spot. Yeah, all the network cabling started. I've ordered some new display mounts, so hopefully they should be here soon. Yeah, not really much over this way. Just want to try and get this pile as the next aim, get the speakers up, get all the gear racked up and running. So that's where we are, and yeah, have some more updates for you soon. Made a space for the H9000 in the main rack, and yeah, be getting back to stuff soon. Thinking I've got a couple of good ideas for H9000 stuff, so I'm looking at doing a channel strip, because there's not really an effective one in the H9000 at the moment, and look at doing Transgate as well. So more of an automated one. I have done one that's a side chained, but I'll do one with a sequencer on board, so that yeah, nice and easy, put a pad through it, make Transgates. Pretty awesome. Alright guys, I'm going to start putting a few of these videos together. I'll do an intro one and then I'll do some more. Catch you guys soon.
Welcome to the circus of my mind. Donations to the collection plate going to the war machines. Donations to the collection plate going to my pocket. Donations to the collection plate going to my pocket. Christian generosity. More like Christian greed. Donations to the collection plate going to my pocket. Donations to the collection plate going to the war machines. Christian generosity. More like Christian greed. Welcome to the circus of my mind.
The Christian faith worship an icon of a tortured man. The Christian faith worship an icon of a tortured man. The Christian faith worship an icon of a tortured man.
On your knees, boy. Worship the icon.
The Christian faith worship an icon of a tortured man.
Donations to the collection plate going to the war machines. Christian generosity. More like Christian greed. Welcome to the circus of my mind. Resurrection, the old promise. Resurrection, the old promise. Welcome to the circus of my mind. Resurrection, the old promise. Feeds off the desperate. Resurrection, the old promise.
Feeds off the poor.
Resurrection, the old promise.
Gives false hope. The Christian faith worship an icon of a tortured man.
circus of my mind. Welcome to the circus of my mind. Resurrection, the old promise feeds off the desperate. Resurrection, the old promise feeds off the poor. Resurrection, the old promise
Gives false hope. The Christian faith worship an icon of tortured man.
On your knees, boy, worship the icon. Resurrection, the old promise. Religion feeds off the poor and makes the religious leaders extremely wealthy. Welcome to the circus of my mind.